Let me tell you something you need to hear before 2026 begins. You don't need more goals. You don't need more resolutions. You don't need another vision board or another manifestation journal. What you need is to stop doing the things that are destroying your life. Because right now, as we approach 2026, there are 10 things, 10 specific patterns, behaviors, and mindsets that are sabotaging everything you're trying to build. And if you don't fix these 10 things in 2026, it doesn't matter how many goals you set. It doesn't matter how motivated you feel in January. It doesn't matter how many courses you buy or books you read. You will fail again, just like you did in 2025 and 2024 and every year before that. Because these 10 things are like holes in a bucket. You can keep pouring water in all you want, pouring in motivation, pouring in knowledge, pouring in effort. But if the holes aren't fixed, the bucket stays empty. So forget about what you want for 2026. Let's talk about what you need to fix. Thing number 1, your relationship with your phone. Let's start with the most obvious one, the one you know is destroying you but you refuse to address, your phone addiction. Right now, you're spending 3, 4, maybe 5 hours a day on your phone, scrolling, watching, consuming, numbing yourself with endless content that adds zero value to your life. That's 21 to 35 hours a week, 90 to 150 hours a month, over 1,000 hours a year. 1,000 hours. That's enough time to master a skill, build a business, write a book, transform your body, learn a language. But instead, you're scrolling, watching other people live their lives, watching other people build their dreams, while yours sit untouched. In 2026, you need to fix this, and I mean actually fix it, not just reduce it a little. Fix it. Delete the apps that steal your time, turn off notifications, put your phone in another room when you're working, create phone-free hours, build a life that's so engaging you don't need to escape into your screen. Because every hour you spend on your phone is an hour you're not spending building the life you claim you want. Thing number 2, your inability to say no. You say yes to everything, to everyone, all the time. Can you help me with this? Yes. Want to hang out? Yes. Can you take on this extra responsibility? Yes. You're trying to please everyone, trying to be liked by everyone, trying to avoid disappointing anyone. And in the process, you're disappointing the most important person, yourself. Every yes to something that doesn't serve your goals is a no to something that does. Every yes to someone else's priority is a no to your own. Every yes that drains you is a no to the energy you need for what actually matters. In 2026, you need to learn to say no, without guilt, without apology, without explanation. No, I can't. No, I don't have time for that. No, that doesn't align with my priorities. Short, direct, final. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. Your capacity is limited. And if you keep giving it all away to people and things that don't matter, you'll have nothing left for what does. Thing number 5, your inconsistency. You start strong. You're motivated. You're excited. You're all in for 3 days, maybe a week, sometimes even 2 weeks. And then you stop. You get tired. You get busy. You lose motivation. You make excuses. And then you start over, again and again and again. You've started the same goal 17 times. You've joined the gym 12 times. You've begun the morning routine 14 times. But you never stick with anything long enough to see results, because results require consistency. And you're the least consistent person you know. In 2026, you need to fix this. And I mean actually fix it, not just reduce it a little. Fix it. Delete the apps that steal your time. Turn off notifications. Put your phone in another room when you're working. Create phone-free hours. Build a life that's so engaging you don't need to escape into your screen. Because every hour you spend on your phone is an hour you're not spending building the life you claim you want. Thing number 3, your victim mentality. Everything is someone else's fault. Your boss, your parents, your partner, the economy, the government, society, the system. You have an excuse for everything, and take responsibility for nothing. And as long as you're blaming external factors, you're powerless. You're waiting for someone else to change, for circumstances to improve, for the world to give you what you think you deserve. But the world doesn't owe you anything, and nothing changes until you take complete ownership of your life. In 2026, you need to stop playing victim and start taking responsibility. Your financial situation, your responsibility. Your health, your responsibility. Your relationships, your responsibility. Your happiness, your responsibility. Everything, your responsibility. Not because everything is your fault, but because blaming others doesn't change anything. Responsibility does. When you take ownership, you reclaim your power. When you stop blaming, you start building. Thing number 4, your comfort addiction. You're addicted to comfort, to easy, to convenient, to familiar. You stay in the comfortable job, even though it's killing your soul. You stay in the comfortable relationship, even though it's not fulfilling you. You stay in the comfortable routine, even though it's keeping you stuck. Because stepping out of comfort is scary. It's uncertain. It's hard. But here's what you're not understanding. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the enemy of the life you actually want. Everything you want, everything, is outside your comfort zone. Better income, better body, better relationships, better skills, better life. All of it requires you to be uncomfortable. In 2026, you need to develop a different relationship with discomfort. You need to stop avoiding it and start seeking it. You need to see discomfort as evidence that you're growing, as proof that you're pushing beyond your current limits, as a signal that you're on the right path. Because the most comfortable path leads to the most mediocre destination. Thing number 6, your inconsistency. You start strong, you're motivated, you're excited, you're all in for 3 days, maybe a week, sometimes even 2 weeks. And then you stop, you get tired, you get busy, you lose motivation, you make excuses, and then you start over, again and again and again. You've started the same goal 17 times. You've joined the gym 12 times. You've begun the morning routine 14 times. But you never stick with anything long enough to see results, because results require consistency. And you're the least consistent person you know. In 2026, you need to fix this. And I mean actually fix it, not just reduce it a little. Fix it. Delete the apps that steal your time. Turn off notifications. Put your phone in another room when you're working. Create phone-free hours. Build a life that's so engaging you don't need to escape into your screen.
From the excuse makers, from the people who want you to stay at their level instead of supporting your growth. And you need to deliberately build relationships with people who are ahead of you, who challenge you, who hold you to higher standards, who won't let you settle. This is uncomfortable. This feels disloyal. This makes you feel guilty. But your future is more important than their feelings. Your growth is more important than their comfort. Thing number 7, your relationship with money. You have a broken relationship with money, and it's keeping you broke. You think money is evil. You think wealthy people are greedy. You think wanting money makes you shallow. You think there's nobility in struggle. These beliefs are keeping you poor, and they're lies. Money is a tool, a resource, an amplifier. It's not good or evil, it's neutral. What matters is what you do with it. In 2026, you need to fix your money mindset. You need to stop vilifying wealth and start pursuing it. You need to learn about money, how to make it, how to keep it, how to grow it, how to invest it. You need to increase your income, develop high-value skills, start a side business, negotiate raises, create multiple income streams, and you need to manage what you have. Budget, save, invest. Stop spending money on things that depreciate and start investing in things that appreciate. Your relationship with money needs to change because financial stress affects everything: your health, your relationships, your mental state, your opportunities. Thing number 8, your lack of systems. You're relying on motivation and willpower, and that's why you keep failing. Motivation fades, willpower depletes, feelings change. But systems work whether you feel like it or not. Right now, you don't have systems. You have chaos. You have randomness. You have hope. You hope you'll wake up early. You hope you'll eat healthy. You hope you'll work on your goals. You hope you'll be productive. But hope is not a strategy. Systems are. In 2026, you need to build systems for everything that matters. A morning routine that sets you up to win, an evening routine that prepares you for tomorrow, a work system that maximizes productivity, a health system that makes fitness automatic, a financial system that builds wealth without requiring constant willpower. Systems remove the need for daily decision-making. They create automation. They make success inevitable instead of dependent on how you feel. Thing number 9, your perfectionism. You're waiting for perfect timing, perfect conditions, perfect readiness. And while you're waiting, life is passing you by. You don't start the business until you have the perfect plan. You don't create content until you know exactly what to say. You don't launch until everything is flawless. And guess what? You never start. You never create. You never launch. Because perfect never comes. Perfect is a myth. Perfect is the enemy of done. In 2026, you need to embrace imperfect action. You need to understand that done is better than perfect, that momentum beats precision, that iteration beats preparation. You need to start before you're ready, launch before it's perfect, create before you have it all figured out, because you learn by doing, you improve through iteration, you succeed through action, not through endless planning. Thing number 10, your lack of self-investment. You'll spend $50 on dinner without thinking, $100 on new clothes without hesitation, $200 on entertainment without guilt. But when it comes to investing in yourself, in courses, books, coaching, mentorship, education, that's too expensive. I can't afford that. Maybe later. You invest in everything except the one thing that would actually change your life, you. In 2026, this needs to change. You need to become your own best investment. Buy the course, hire the coach, join the mastermind, attend the conference, get the certification, read the books. Invest in knowledge, invest in skills, invest in personal development, invest in professional growth. Because you are your greatest asset, and assets that aren't invested in depreciate. The ROI on self-investment is infinite. The skills you develop, the knowledge you acquire, the capabilities you build, they compound for the rest of your life. Now, here's what you need to understand about these 10 things. They're all connected. They're all feeding each other. They're all keeping you stuck. Your phone addiction is feeding your comfort addiction. Your victim mentality is justifying your inconsistency. Your toxic circle is reinforcing your broken money mindset. It's all one system, a system that's designed to keep you exactly where you are. And you can't fix just one or two and expect transformation. You need to fix all 10, systematically, deliberately, completely. So, here's your assignment for 2026. Make a list. Write down these 10 things. Get brutally honest about how each one is showing up in your life right now. Then, for each one, create a specific action plan. For phone addiction, what apps are you deleting? What boundaries are you setting? What will you do instead? For inability to say no, what will you say no to? Who will you create distance from? How will you protect your time? For victim mentality, what are you taking responsibility for? What excuses are you eliminating? How will you shift from blame to ownership? Go through all 10, create specific, measurable plans for fixing each one. And then, starting January 1st, you execute.
every single day for all of 2026. You fix your relationship with your phone. You learn to say no. You take responsibility. You seek discomfort. You stay consistent. You upgrade your circle. You fix your money mindset. You build systems. You embrace imperfect action. You invest in yourself. One day at a time, one decision at a time, one behavior at a time. And by the end of 2026, you won't recognize yourself. Not because you achieved your goals, but because you eliminated the things that were preventing you from achieving your goals. You fixed the holes in the bucket, and now when you pour in effort, knowledge, and action, it stays, it accumulates, it compounds. That's when transformation happens. Not when you add more, when you fix what's broken. So forget about what you want for 2026. Focus on what you need to fix. Fix these 10 things, and everything else becomes possible. Starting now, starting today, starting this moment. 2026 is waiting. Don't waste it wishing. Fix what's broken and watch what happens.